fast as we can into the morning light, pedal just as fast as we can into the daylight, pedal just as fast as we can into the night light, pedal just as fast as the legs will let us.
You're taking a lot of responsibility in owning and riding a bicycle. You are now an operator of a wheeled vehicle.
All right, go ahead. We're back.
We are back at Bike Talk, Kill Radio, and KPFK on the podcast. And we're going to go to Steve Herberth, who should be calling us any minute, and they are the Culver City Bike Coalition. They are one of our close partners in Santa Monica, and they have gotten some new stuff going on over there with grants. Yeah, right there on the phone, right on cue. Steve Herberth is also the engineer over at KCRW, so he's pretty rad.
Hi.
All right.
I think I may have...
Oops.
Hi. Hello?
Looks like...
Hi, hold on, Steve. Just a half second.
Here we go.
My man, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Fine. Are you listening in? Have you heard?
I have been. It's funny because I was just, it's about a 5-second delay.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
There is. The big one that we're working on here is Ciclavia coming down from downtown LA to the sea. Culver City and Main Street is going to be one of the stops, and the Business Improvement District for downtown Culver City and the City of Culver City, in combination with Sony Studios, have kicked in some money, and we're going to have a large bike valet there. With,
I heard about that Sony Studios kicking in.
Say again?
I heard about that Sony Studios kicking in. That was a nice little contribution.
Yeah. Well, it's a matching type of fund, so they're still looking for money from some of the other businesses and residents here who want to make that happen. But we're planning very much for a large bike valet to be held right next to the Culver City Hotel, basically Main Street in Washington, a block from Venice, and all of the major businesses there are planning on, I think, going to be doing a lot of bikey discounts and things to get people interested there, as well as it just being sort of almost a midpoint in the route there, so it should be a really popular and nice place to stop and look around.
So, not to pull it in, take it away from bikes, but we remember Ciclavia is about open streets and everyone, so I hope they have more than just bikey stuff, along with all the great bikey stuff.
But I'm sure, of course, yes, there will be a lot of ped, and it's kind of an interesting part of the city right there. So they're using it for the opportunity, of course, to expose people a little bit more to what's going on there.
I every time I go to Culver City, I'm impressed at how many people I see riding bikes around there, and the numbers increasing, like in my own city, but definitely in Culver City I see it. And the women, which is usually called the barometer for bicyclists, and with their kids on the back. So everybody seems super excited about Ciclavia, and please go on if you have more to tell us about that. But otherwise, you have some other stuff going on with some bike rodeos and some kids education stuff with Jim.
Well, yeah, actually, Jim is the knowledgeable one on that, and I must apologize because I'm not up on all of his activities. I know he's been very busy with another organization that he's a big part of called Walk and Rollers, and they have been putting on a lot of one-on-one kid events. I was going to say events at schools involving school kids.
Education-wise.
I'm sorry?
Education for...
Yeah. The best thing about them is that they're training our future cyclists and people to be on the road, so we don't have so many people riding the wrong way on the streets. And so it becomes a little more second nature for our kids, again, to get out there and just be the people that, 10 years down the road here, we're going to be riding handlebar to handlebar with up and down the streets. I will just get back to Ciclavia for 1 second and say that we're looking for volunteers to man or staff, I should say, the bike valet, because we're expecting thousands of cyclists probably midday there, and anybody who's ever done that before knows it can be quite busy. So if you're interested in helping, go to our website at CC Bike, that's CC like Culver City, bike.org. and there's a posting there now, and you can go ahead and reply to that you're interested, and we'll get in touch with the scheduling.
And that's wonderful to know, and I think probably people who want to volunteer may forget that, or if you go to labike.org, they also have volunteers for Ciclavia, and they can probably filter you down to Culver City as well. But definitely go to ccbike.org to volunteer for Ciclavia, specifically in Culver City.
And this is going to be April 21st, right?
Right.
Yes.
Sunday from I believe it's 10 till 3 is the main push, although we're told the business district there is going to wants us to extend that a little bit longer so that people have a chance to eat and walk around and get a good feel for what's going on downtown.
It is beautiful. It is really has a nice, comfortable feel in downtown Culver City. And that way, I would add to that if you bike to Culver City and Ciclavia ends at approximately 3 o'clock, you have an easy ride home on either the bus or the new Expo Light Rail, which ends right there in Culver City at this point while they're building the extension that will ultimately go to Santa Monica.
Can I...
And we got you got another question here.
Hi, I'm Chicken Leather here with the show, and my question is, we hear all this stuff about Culver City being the end point or the start point for the new line, but is there any kind of consideration that people are going to bike all the way out to Venice, probably have a beer, and then try to figure their way back to, let's just say, public transportation? Has anybody thought about maybe putting in an extra bus line on the big blue bus or something else? And I'm going to let you answer that with our lovely host.
I would think Cynthia might be a little more educated on that, since my focus is on with the Culver City Coalition itself and that particular rest stop. But I would think it would make perfect sense, given that we have a fair number of metro buses going up and down Venice normally, and I believe the Big Blue Bus has uses the Expo line at Venice National as a terminus to get back into Santa Monica on some of their routes.
I don't know exactly what Santa Monica is doing, but I would be inquiring about that. But I believe Metro will be have extra service, or at least on the Expo line, extra cars. But that's something that that Ciclavia should definitely be looking at, and we can definitely put the word out there. They had a meeting, I think you may have been working, where we had Ciclavia to the Sea, kind of a community meeting this last, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and a lot of those questions were answered, and some of them are just, they're close. I mean, they're close to, they're still in the planning stages, I should say. That it seems close, but there's still details that are being worked out with either the business improvement districts, regulations, and all that stuff of what's going on in the logistics area of how they get that to go.
The really nice part there, though, of course, is that the Expo line terminus is at National in Venice, and you have both the bike lane that it already exists up and down Venice Boulevard, and then it's easy enough to hop on board the Expo line to get back into downtown LA and that area if you've gone just so far and you just don't want to try to ride it all the way back.
Right, and it's important to note that only half of Venice Boulevard will be closed between the Sea and La Cienega. So the buses on the other side will be running on, I believe, on Venice Boulevard, and only the buses that are going in the opposite inland direction are going to be rerouted until the end of the event. So yeah, there's definitely some things that they're working on, because I know some of what's going on in Culver City is across the traffic lanes of the route, and I think I just misstated.
And so the city has had to go ahead and fund the traffic control people so that they can get people routed right on into the rest stop area itself. And for those of us who've been to some of the other Ciclavias, it should be pretty straightforward because they usually do a really good job of breaking up the traffic and letting people cross.
Right, and just in, Eric Bruins has texted us in from D.C. That they will be running rush hour frequency on the bus lines on the Expo from the terminus into the city. So there will be extra trains, not the usual Sunday trains on the day of Ciclavia. So excellent. Wonderful there, and hopefully that will be something to do with the buses also. But I think I said that the traffic for Ciclavia was going to be it is westbound is going to be the closed street open for ciclovia, and eastbound is the traffic. So the eastbound buses will be running. It is the westbound buses that will be rerouted during the event from about 7 or to 4, I think, is when the permit actually goes through. So they won't start immediately at 3 o'clock going on the regular route.
Should be a lot of fun.
It will definitely be a lot of fun. We can't wait. We worked really hard to get this ciclovia to the sea, and we'll thank Aaron Paley and all the organizers at Ciclovia, and definitely we had Mayor Villaraigosa, who said this will happen. So volunteering for Ciclovia, who needs lots of volunteers, ciclovia.org, and you can go to their website and volunteer. Volunteering will also happen at some of the different groups along the way. We will definitely require or be looking for volunteers in Santa Monica, because we intend to run feeder rides since we are so close. This originally we wanted it to be Ciclovia from downtown or wherever it was into Santa Monica, and because of the way the funding was, it had to stay in the city of Los Angeles. So we won't have it coming to Santa Monica this time, but it comes to the ocean, and that is the next best thing. So we will be running feeder rides back and forth, or several more. Instead of just the morning feeder ride to Ciclovia, we'll run some different themed rides for families and get people down to the beginning point of Ciclovia and let them loose and cut them loose on the road, and to have a great and wonderful time exploring our city from the perspective of human scale.
I would also be negligent if I didn't mention there will be a bicycle maintenance station supplied by, right now it's staffed by Chubby's Cruisers in Culver City, and there'll be another one. There may be other shops involved there. And also along the route at Motor is Palm Cycles, which has been a really good supporter of the Bike Coalition for a long time. And down in Mar Vista at Grandview, just before Centinela, there is a farmer's market, which will be their stop, and Bikerwave is just a half a block from that location. So there's going to be a lot of really nice bike-friendly things going on along the route here on this end of the Ciclovia.
I can tell you that the people at the farmer's market are super excited about Ciclovia coming that way, and they are just energetic and planning and just can't wait to have it. They've got all kinds of extra things that they're doing. So this is going to be a wonderful Ciclovia, as they all are, and this year we have, for the first time, 3 Ciclovias and 2 new routes. This one on April 21st, the next one on June 23rd, I believe it is. Don't mark my... June 23rd, and then the other one in October, which will be back to the route that has been done before. But the one in June is going to be a new route that'll go kind of up Fairfax and into the West Hollywood area. So, Steve, unless you have anything to add, we're going to move on.
Yeah, no, please move on, and great job today, guys.
Thank you very much. And
Thanks,
next,
Steve.
Brian says, thanks, Steve. I know you can't hear him. And Colin and Chicken Leather, everybody here, thank you very much for calling in. We'll talk to you, and we'll wait in now. Kevin Burton will be calling in from West Hollywood to talk to us here. In the meantime...
just a quick note on volunteering for Ciclovia. Yeah. A lot of people think it's just the day of Ciclovia that they need help, and actually in the month or two lead up to each Ciclovia event, there's a ton of work involved. They go in person to every single business and every single residence along the way to personally talk to each individual that might be affected by the event that day, and they need a lot of people to help with that outreach. So if you have time before the event, that's one of the hardest parts of putting on the event,
hold on a second.
And they could really use your help. So get in contact with them, ciclovia.org.
Just like 30 seconds. Okay.
Nope, we're on.
Okay, yeah, that is definitely a key with Ciclovia. It takes a huge amount of manpower to get this event to go and to keep the neighborhood so that they feel that this is part of what they're doing, not just being pushed on them. So it's definitely important to have all those volunteers, and a big thank you to all the volunteers that have been working thus far at previous Ciclovias and this one already, going out there to each of those businesses and each of those residences to let them know what's happening and answer any of their questions and hopefully dissuade them from any of their fears. And now we're welcoming from West Hollywood Bicycle Coalition, one of the first chapters of our local chapters in LACBC. And with us today is Kevin Burton.
Hello, Cynthia.
Hello, Kevin. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks for having me on Bike Talk. And I've been listening to the whole show. It's been very good, very informative, so compliments to everybody. I just wanted to update the Bike Talk listeners on one thing that's happening for bicycles in West Hollywood, and that is that the city has just completed installing sharrows and signage on Fountain Avenue.
Congratulations! Woohoo!
Yeah, it's an important step. Because Fountain Avenue is a pretty high-speed cut-through, but it's been a Class 3 bike route for many years.
Now, haven't I,
green bike
Kevin?
route sign.
Sorry to interrupt you.
3.
Yeah, but I remember hearing either you or Tess saying that there were people at some point that they were saying, no how, no way are you ever going to see sharrows on Fountain Avenue. Is that true?
Well, there were some doubters. I think they're quite a minority, though. We were confident, because we have a good relationship with the city, and they were quite receptive to that suggestion, and that's moved forward now, and they are on the street along with a lot of new signage, share the road signage, these diamond-shaped yellow signs you see, and so the city has installed those both on Fountain and had done so previously on Santa Monica Boulevard. So this is an important step for us because it connects up with the sharrows on Fountain Avenue in Los Angeles. And any of your listeners who ride in this part of the city will know that if you go on Fountain Avenue, a couple of years ago, between Vermont and La Brea Avenue, there are sharrows. That was one of the first sharrowed streets in Los Angeles, which is a big help.
I remember that, yeah.
Now, the La Brea Avenue, they stopped there because that was the city limit with West Hollywood. So now West Hollywood's picked up that baton and has laid down the sharrows along Fountain Avenue nearly to its western terminus at La Cienega. When I say nearly, it's 3 blocks short, which is Sweetser Avenue, and there's directional signage there. So if you're bicycling west on Fountain, once you get to Sweetser, you'll see a sign that has a curved arrow. The bike rack turns left, which is south on Sweetser, and that goes down 3 blocks to Santa Monica Boulevard. And the reason for that is that it's a much safer, quieter residential route than is La Cienega, which is a very steep, high-speed route. And so we thought it would be best to go down Sweetser Avenue. And the city was receptive to that.
And at that point, Santa
that's
Monica,
very important to cut between the two, because on Santa Monica Boulevard, and then maybe this is what you're getting at, there are bicycle lanes in West Hollywood.
Right,
and
so on Santa Monica Boulevard, they come down Sweetser and then they're fed into bike lanes.
Exactly. So it's 1 block short at the moment. So if you turn right, which means going west on Santa Monica, you go for 1 block, and then the bike lanes start, and that will allow you to continue west through Beverly Hills and Century City and ultimately Santa Monica itself. And so we're very happy about that, and the West Hollywood Bicycle Coalition is going to have a little opening celebration ride in the early part of April. We haven't decided if it's the first or second weekend yet, but anybody who rides through this part of town can check out our Facebook page, WeHo Bike, or our webpage, wehobike.org, to get updated on exactly when that event's going to happen. And it's, I think, very important that for people who do ride east-west through this part of town to consider using Fountain Avenue now that the sharrows are there, because we certainly want to demonstrate to the city that there are bicyclists bicycling and prefer to have facilities on the streets, and it's a good way to demonstrate that is to actually use the street. It's pretty high speed. The speed limit is 35 miles an hour. Motorists do go faster than that from time to time, so it's not really for the faint of heart. I wouldn't, bring your kids there, but if you're comfortable on urban streets, please do consider using Fountain Avenue now that it has the sharrows and signage.
I would add also that it's a better alternative than riding, basically on Santa Monica Boulevard in that area, or, I live in Hollywood, right close to Fountain, and it's generally, I think, a better option than riding either Santa Monica Boulevard or Sunset Boulevard, for that matter.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. it's in West Hollywood. It opens up to 2 lanes in each direction, and it's less congested than Sunset Boulevard or Santa Monica Boulevard, which are the routes, of course, that go all the way to the beach. So everybody knows that is a way to avoid those congested streets. And that's good in the sense that it's a nice thoroughfare, not too many stop signs. But the bicyclists can benefit from that, but the motorists know that that's a good cut-through as well, and so they do cut through and go as fast as they can, which is often over the speed limit. So this is one of the reasons for these sharrows and signs, is because there were a few green bike route signs along there before, but the motorists never noticed those little signs. So now there are lots of sharrows right there on the street in front of them, lots of these bright yellow signs saying share the road, and so we're hoping that this will calm the traffic a little bit and certainly make motorists more aware of bicyclists. And for the most part, most motorists will change lanes and get as far away from bicyclists as they can and behave themselves. But there are the odd few who need a little bit more education. So we're trying to work on that.
And should we say enforcement?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's definitely,
definitely. I think what I'm seeing as a missing part of the component is even enforcement for cyclists that break the rules. Yes, but definitely those motorists who are aggressive and are not providing us with appropriate passing room or unsafe or passing distance and or speed. But
yes, I agree with that. Education needs to be improved for both groups, bicyclists and motorists. And bicyclists do need to behave themselves, because if they go the wrong way and go shooting through stop signs and street lights, that upsets the motorists, and rightly so. So I fully support everything that Brian, you said earlier. Good for you. We all need to work together on the streets. And with regard to enforcement, I should say we have the West Hollywood Bicycle Coalition has a good relationship with the local sheriff's station. It's the county sheriff that provides law enforcement in the city of West Hollywood, and so we're working with them to improve enforcement.
Yeah, that's kind of a next step we're working on in Santa Monica. We had a good relationship with the previous police chief, but we haven't extended the arm to build a relationship with the new one. Although I think that I am confident that we will build a good relationship with her. We have yet to kind of move into that direction and get that done. Because we have so much time, we're not busy at all getting all these other things done.
Right. Yes. There are too many things to do.
So I'm going to look forward to hearing about when you have that grand opening ride. I remember Brian and I came up for your press release and event when you opened the bike lanes on San Vicente. So we're looking forward.
That.
Yeah, we're looking forward to coming back. We will most definitely come back if at all possible and help you launch those sharrows on Fountain. And I look forward to writing those. Did you have any other stuff that you wanted to share with us?
Well,
today?
we'll try and publish that through the LACBC and other outlets. But people should, again, if you are interested in attending this event to celebrate the opening, you should look at our website at wehobike.org or Facebook page at WeHoBike.
And that would be anything associated with West Hollywood, not only this ride, but all the great work that they're doing and other fun events that they're doing.
And,
absolutely.
Yeah, anything else coming up or anything else you want to share, or we'll move on to, the nitty-gritty of Santa Monica?
I'm looking forward to hearing from that, so please do.
All right. It was great talking to you, Kevin, and thank you for calling in to Bike Talk on Kill Radio.
Okay, thanks, Cynthia. Great show.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Bye-bye. All right. What a windstorm here going on. Yeah.
So I think we're getting... Where are we at with time-wise, Mr. Leather?
Well, we're going to talk real quickly.
So let's hear a little more about Santa Monica, all right?
Let's hear about Santa Monica, our host of the show.
Well, it's funny, as we say that, I'm reminded of the Ciclavia isn't going all the way there. Can't we get cities to talk to each other? I mean, even bike weeks over, they're kind of like almost fighting each other. Like, hey, we're going to have a better musical act at the same time you're doing your
your infrastructure thing, and we're going to have a better whatever. I'm reminded of the Diddy Bops being in trash bags downtown, and you had to make a choice between them or the divas for Pasadena. And I'm saying, well, can't the whole city or all the townships get along, and maybe we can see all the acts and experience all the joys of the ride or something? Because when we're not during Bike Week, everybody gets along on these rides on Midnight Riders and all the other things.
I think that's definitely a great question, and something that initially, that when we even started Santa Monica Spoke, that was the reason we started the local chapter, was because nothing was happening on the west side. And now all of a sudden the problem is that we have too much happening and we can't make it to all of it. And I find that even coordinating events, even bike events within our city, is hard to get departments to talk to each other. It's just everybody's trying to do something and so much, which is a good thing, but it also makes it difficult for us on the outside who want to go to all of those things. Like, the cities, in regards to Ciclavia, the cities definitely were talking. I was part of I was co-chair for the Bring Ciclavia to the Sea committee, and we had representatives from what's his name's office?
Villaraigosa's office?
Not Villaraigosa.
No.
We had
Rosendal's office.
Okay. We had City of Santa Monica, we had Culver City, and we had various people from various departments of each of those cities participating and seeing what they could do to help. And I think what the bottom line came down to is most of these cities didn't have the money to put on Ciclavia, and the money was found. Villaraigosa found the money, but the funding had to stay. It had to keep the route within the city of Los Angeles, so that prevented it from leaving the city. The money had to be spent in the city. It was something like that.
Open streets are very expensive.
Yeah, when you think about it, apparently on this Ciclavia, and not to be a downer or anything, but they're going to have 4 PD and 4 Metro at each closed crossing. And I think part of this is it's
overkill.
It's like the first Ciclavia. It's the fear of what could happen. And I think that as we do this is going to get better and better and better, and it should get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, because after all, they close 70 miles of roads in Columbia every Sunday. Did you hear that, everyone? Every Sunday. This is something that we're doing 2 or 3, and this time 3 times a year. There are ways to make this more efficient, and I think that the people are definitely working very hard to make that happen. And it's not easy to see that from the outside, but I truly believe that they are doing the best that they can to make that happen, and getting those departments to coordinate. But unless there's any more questions on Ciclavia, since we are actually running out of time.
Yeah, let's hear more about Santa Monica.
We're going to talk a little bit about Santa Monica. Yeah, give us the goods. So we had, first of all, just going over a little bit of what we've done, is we had a great Bike Fest this last December, and that was a big event that brought children and families out so that they could see the benefits of the bicycle and the different types of bicycles that can carry their children back and forth to school in the form of bike trailers, cargo bikes. We had Joseph from Flying Pigeon come out and demonstrate or bring his bikes that the people could ride. We had Setma come out with his beautiful cargo bike and let people
locally built cargo bikes.
Locally built in Venice, California. Moved from Portland. We've taken a little piece of Portland and we got it right here on the west side.
Coming for you, Portland.
And according to Setma, they were talking about that's one of the best bike events he's been to. So we were exceptionally proud, and we're looking forward to doing a great one next year, because again, what we've been talking about this whole day is the children are our future, and teaching these children and demonstrating to them active transportation and a healthy lifestyle is how we're going to move forward sustainably and happily into our future, and reducing the dominance of cars. We don't have to take it away from them. All we have to do is give people the choice. And I think people, given the choice, they are going to choose to get out of their cars, especially when we make the roads safer, when we reduce the traffic speeds, when we make it more comfortable for people to walk and bike, when we make it more comfortable for our seniors to be able to go out and walk on the road and not be afraid to be knocked over either by a cyclist or a skateboarder. by having cyclists, having a safe place on the road, we eliminate that conflict by having people on the streets. But as much as I don't advocate cycling on the sidewalk, I do understand how people end up there sometimes. And it is incumbent upon us to make the streets safer so that they feel comfortable there and they elect to go off the sidewalk without having enforcement to make them do that. So moving forward, we have a very
coming up?
A very big event coming up, or a big project for us. A year ago, we received a grant from the Alliance of Biking and Walking and Performance Bikes. That was their 30-year. It was part of their 30-year anniversary, and we received a grant to move part of a project through in Santa Monica, and that project is the Michigan Avenue Greenway, which is a big component in our bike action plan and a big east-west route. And this is for a slow street for walking and biking. I will stress that this is definitely something that we want to see in the bike plan, but this is not for bikes. This is a street for everyone so that the residents can come out, enjoy the neighborhood that they live in, get to know their neighbors, be able to walk out on the streets in the evening with their dogs, with their children. And it also becomes a nice slow street that will connect. It'll connect from the Expo line and the West LA all the way down to the many of the schools in the area, so it becomes a safe route to school component so that kids can walk and bike to school. It connects the high school and Santa Monica College and the other school that is for some reason I'm drawing a blank at, but that connects you to not only those schools, but it connects you to the downtown and the beach. So that becomes a walkable, bikeable, comfortable, safe street for all. And that is the Michigan Avenue Greenway, and it's now been.
Is there a specific date attached to this project? Is there an event that people can attend?
Thank you. Thank you, Colin.
Sure.
We are having our first event for that this March 16th, and that is a community meeting at Virginia Park. But once again, next week, exactly. And we'll have another big, this will be a walk and biking audit, so you'll be able to walk and bike the street depending on what you want to do. After you hear a presentation on what's going on the street, we're going to go out and we're going to take people out there and get their input, because this street obviously belongs to the people that live there. And we want it to be something that they own and that they appreciate the benefits of. So whether it be seating or lighting or traffic diversion, whatever it is, they need to have a big say in how we achieve the end goals of making this a comfortable street. So March 16th is the first date where this is a city event that we're participating with. Because as well as we got a grant, the city actually got a $160,000 grant to do a study of this project. So that put a lot of money into.
Ka-ching.
Yeah, we still
more money in the study than actually in the grant.
Well, no, but it'll be an expensive. That doesn't count. It's actually
difference between a privately funded adventure or venture,
right,
as opposed to not privately funded.
Right. At least that gets us all the studies and the outreach that we need to actually make this a good street for our city and for our residents. So the first one, as I say, is March 16th, and then we will also have another party in June where we'll come back and discuss some of the things that happened in the first party. In the first event. But if you have anything that you would want to know, it is smspoke.org, SM as in Santa Monica, spoke.org, and you can always get updates on what's happening in Santa Monica. We also are working on our pedestrian plan. We had our bike plan that we passed a little over a year and a half ago, and now we're working on a pedestrian plan, which, as most of us agree and know, it's the second part of the component on making streets healthy and safe is a good pedestrian access and a pedestrian plan that allows that circulation. So it's never just about cars or just about bikes or just about walking. It's all three of those things together. So very, very important.
Wonderful.
So we're getting ready to wrap it up here. Colin's going to give us.
Well, actually,
what do we have here?
Nick's on the phone.
Oh, that's
Nick
right.
is on the phone.
Well, yeah, that's
Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Hey, Cynthia.
Yeah, we weren't going to cut it off without talking to you.
Oh, good.
You're on the air. Go ahead, Colin.
Thanks.
You're on the air now. I hope you're not nervous.
No, I am a little. This is totally different for me to be on this end.
So what's coming up with Bike Talk?
Well, we now have first Saturdays are the I guess they're calling it Bike Talk Radio, but over at KPFK we're having Elizabeth Williams, who does Cali Bike Tours. I don't know if you know her.
From Long Beach.
From Long Beach, right. So it's like a Long Beach kind of a show. And she's got a couple of people that she hosts with, Renee Elaine Lofton Jones and John Jones III from Eastside Riders. So that's every first Saturday. And we also have the biketalk.com website, which we're trying to keep updated. And the Facebook page is Bike Talk. So that's all I wanted to do was pitch those things, and you did great show. So
how about a Twitter account? Do you have a Twitter account?
Oh yeah, bike_talk_KPFK.
Really? Underscore?
I'm not a big Twitter person. I could change it. I'm sorry.
At least you're Twitterizing. Okay, well, so we have Elizabeth from Cali Bikes is doing first Saturday, and then we have LACBC who does first Sunday of the month, Bike Talk.
Second Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Second Saturday. So we have first Saturday with Long Beach and Elizabeth, and then second Saturday is LACBC and all our regional chapters and all that we're doing. And, every Saturday is you, right?
Yeah, well, sure. And somebody else.
You're dreamy.
At least one other.
Brian says you're dreamy.
I'm dreaming.
So, we are disappointed not to have you here. We had so enjoyed last time. I remember how tired you got by the end of our...
Yeah, I'm sick of them too.
Uh-oh, Tickler's sick of us too. Maybe we won't come back for another year, or maybe we will.
Just kidding.
Well, why don't we just have, the third Saturday be Santa Monica?
Well, there you go. We
watch what you ask for. You may get it. We also have, Brian and I have we're launching a website which is going to be very befitting to the antics that have been going on here. It's Bike Nanigans. And,
that's a great name. Yeah.
We have our Facebook page, Bike Nanigans, and that's talking a lot about bike touring and just all the busting some of the myths on what people think about what you need to do to go bike touring. All you need is to want to go. Enthusiasm, and that's we are abound in enthusiasm. So signing out here for Orange and Purple in Santa Monica Spoke.
And Mr. Bogart.
And thank you very much for having me here.
That would be
and Nick, say goodbye.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, you guys are great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
All right. So one last thing. Don't I love doing this? I'm trying to stop this here. One last thing is Nick didn't mention the art right tonight over in Northeast Los Angeles. We have our monthly art Neela. And in fact, news of the Bike Evans demise has been greatly exaggerated. Isn't that what Twain said? I'm sure he was on a penny farthing when he said it. But as we talk about this, we're going to make a trip to Occidental, which is doing an incredible show. And in fact, we broadcast a lot of it last week. We talked about with the curator, Margaret Gallagher. And in fact, we're going to make a trip there. So in the last few minutes, I'm going to play a little bit of the Bike Cage Collective again, which is the musical group. And sign us out, and then maybe find that show in the archive, and thank everybody for coming in. Kill Radio, Bike Talk here on Kill Radio and KPFK on the podcast. Thank you, Cynthia, Brian, and of course, Colin Bogart.
Thank you.
a good time at the bike show. Thanks, Kevin. We're the Bike Cage Collective. Bike Cage.